Hey guys, Ruth here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing healing trauma after a narcissistic relationship or a relationship with a narcissist. So we're going to be looking at ways that you can heal your body and your spirit and ways that you can move forward after this traumatic experience. I'm also going to be sharing some of my own experiences. And if you haven't yet, click the like button, the subscribe button. As you all know, I'm a transformational coach and I'm also a survivor of a narcissistic relationship. So let's talk about the relationship between a narcissist and an empath and why that exists. So all of this begins like a fairy tale. In the stages where a narcissist love bombs you, everything is going beautifully. You are showered with love and gifts, and you think that this is just the ultimate fairy tale. You open-hearted, you don't have any reservations, you're giving, you're intuitive, you feel things deeply, and it feels so good to be loved. This is your gift as the empath. You love giving. And this is the one side of the coin. And what about the narcissist? Well, let's discuss them for a moment. They're charming, they're charismatic, they are best friends with everyone. They see you, they mirror you, they study your strengths, your wounds, your weaknesses, your dreams, and they ask you a lot of questions during this time. And slowly what they're doing is they making you believe that you found someone who truly understands you, your yin to your yang. But this is all an illusion, because as time passes, things start to change, and you can feel that on an intuitive level. That intoxicating connection that you once had doesn't feel real anymore. Sometimes it can even feel downright painful. You begin to feel small, guilty, and worst of all, as an empath, you always look inward. What am I doing about it? And sometimes you can blame yourself for what's happening. And this is what we call the trauma bond between an empath, someone who is deeply caring, and the narcissist. And it's not just emotional, no, it's physiological. What do I mean by this? This state of emotional abuse lives within your body long after the relationship ends. So let's unpack this. When you're in a relationship with a toxic narcissistic person, your nervous system is constantly on edge. It's activated. You're swinging between emotional highs when they validate you, when they make you feel good, when they love bomb you, and emotional crashes. So that's when they punish you, withdraw, or manipulate you, or downright neglect you. And your brain becomes flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. And this is a very, very toxic combination. It starts to create confusion and chaos within the connection. And your body, as the empath's body, goes into survival mode. Your digestion slows down. Your sleep becomes erratic, your immune system weakens, your breath becomes shallow, and your muscles, they stay tense, often around your shoulders, jaws, or gut. This is all as a result of cortisol being flooded within the body and adrenaline, and all because of the interaction with the narcissist. And this is trauma, guys. And here's the truth that no one tells you. You can leave the relationship, but the relationship does not leave your body until you actively release it. You do the work to heal your body and your spirit. So some of the signs that you're still carrying trauma from a narcissistic relationship, you may feel anxious in new relationships, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And another sign is that you feel disconnected from your intuition. I can't feel into this. You may also feel emotionally numb, like you don't feel anything at all, or you might feel that you're too much or not enough, because some parts of you are still overwhelmed by guilt or shame, even when you're doing nothing wrong. These are not personality flaws. This is a direct result of you having gone through this trauma in this in this relationship with this narcissist, and they are adaptations to emotional abuse. So how do we begin to release this? So now I'm going to share some tips with you, body-based healing tips, which you can use to start healing your body. So the first step I want to share with you is grounding your nervous system daily into safety. So create small rituals, and this is something that I love doing after I suffered trauma from a narcissistic relationship. I started morning rituals with meditation, deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. It doesn't have to be long, 5 to 10 minutes is good. And what this did was to help to regulate my nervous system again. So deep breaths. And I also did a body scan meditation just to notice where I was holding pains, like tension in my shoulders. My tummy used to feel sometimes a little tense and upset. So you can sit with yourself and do a body scan meditation. And if you need more help with this, email me on the email below. You can also sit in sunlight and take a walk in nature. This helped me again regulate my nervous system. I know that some people like using weighted blankets or warm baths to soothe your vagus nerve. This is also really helpful in grounding your nervous system. These tiny acts can rewire your body's relief, telling your body, I'm no longer in danger. I'm in a safe space now. And the more you reinforce these practices on a daily basis, the more safe you are going to feel. The next step I want to share with you is to move the trauma out of your body by movement. So trauma is energy that gets stuck within our bodies. Often we feel, well, I've got tense shoulders, or I've got a really sore tummy because we've been over analyzing or worrying. The way to do this is through gentle trauma-informed yoga. That's one way. Or somatic movement that can help you reconnect to your body. And there are many, many YouTube videos. You can also dance even in your living room, even if it's just for a little bit. This allows the emotion to move through your body. And the last tip I want to share with you to moving trauma out is by shaking, literally shaking for 2 to 3 minutes every day. Shake your body. It's a powerful primal release, and it really helps in getting that emotions unstuck within the body. The key here, guys, is not perfection, it's permission. Permission to feel, express your emotions, and ultimately release them. The third step in releasing trauma from your body is to speak and write your truth. Now, this I found so powerful. I did it on a daily basis, or whenever I had a moment. I had my journal nearby, and I would write down so many things about what happened from my body's perspective. What did it feel like during the times that I was shamed, that I was blamed, that I was shouted at? And you can use phrases like, in that moment, my body felt really unsafe. In that moment, I noticed my chest tighten. I didn't feel safe because. So you can use these phrases to write and speak your truth and actually get it out of your system. What wasn't safe to say during the relationship? This is a great way to bring it into the light and to release it. This builds the bridge between body and mind, allowing that integrated healing. The next step I want to share with you to help you release that trauma from that toxic narcissistic relationship is to rebuild your inner voice. So narcissists distort your inner dialogue with yourself. There's a lot of, did I cause that reaction that made them to flip out like that? Was that my fault? There is a lot of inner dialogue that goes on. The trauma wasn't just emotional. What it does is this type of trauma affects your soul, your sense of self. So one of the tips that you can do to rebuild that inner voice is to record affirmations in your own voice. And I found this really powerful. I would listen to them when I was driving in my car or when I was somewhere just with my earpods in, even at the gym. And affirmations in your own voice is really powerful even as you fall asleep, because they are reminders to your body that you're safe again. So things that you can say, affirmations to rebuild your inner voice, is things like, I am safe now. My worth is not up for negotiation. Love should never feel like fear. Love should never feel like confusion or chaos. And celebrate those small wins. Every time you set a boundary or you say no, now in your day-to-day dealings with others, you enforce your truth. So those are two ways to rebuild your inner voice: by the affirmations and celebrating small wins. Guys, and the last tip I want to share with you is to tend to your spirit. This is, out of all the tips that I've shared with you today, is the most important one. As a transformational life coach, I often tell people how to deal with their bodies, to get it back into balance, but the spirit is the most important one. Rebalancing your sense of self, your soul, because trauma is just not emotional. It affects a deeper part of you, and that is what we're talking about here now. So tending to your spirit is surrounding yourself with beauty, flowers, music, art, light, doing more of what you love, tending to yourself. And spending time in stillness is really powerful. So spending time in stillness, meditating, praying, and just connecting to God or Source. And practice self-forgiveness, because this journey can make you question your sense of reality, like I said. And what we need to do at the end of the day is note that we didn't do anything wrong. The last tip I want to share with you is practicing self-forgiveness. This is a great way of tending to your spirit. Remembering that you didn't do anything wrong in the relationship, that it was not your fault, that someone who appeared as a loving person manipulated you, gaslighted you, abused you, and caused major trauma. Forgive yourself for the moments that you kept silent when you should have used your voice. So guys, I hope these tips helped. And I want you to remember that you are not broken. You were just conditioned to survive chaos with love. Now you are unlearning. You are remembering, calling back your essence and the parts of yourself back into wholeness. And this is a process, so be patient with yourself. It takes time. So practice gentleness and patience. Let no one rush your healing. Let no one tell you that trauma is all in your head, because it's not, especially when the body suffers. It's in your cells, in your very being. And you have the power to release it. You have the power to heal with conscious intention and these practices that I've shared with you today. And remember, guys, you are all worthy of real unconditional love. So if this resonated with you today, don't forget to subscribe. And if you need further support on your journey to healing, send me an email on the email listed below. And always remember, your healing is your power, and your voice is your liberation, and your peace is sacred. So I'm going to leave you with this until next time, guys. I wish you love and light.